Okay. The first 1 minute meditation, the breathing meditation, the instruction of which I already gave last time, right? Okay. Let's begin. Okay, slowly come out of the meditation. Okay. Before we actually do the meditation or the Mahamudra, a warning, a big warning. Those of you who think that, oh, this meditation is really, what I'm going to attempt. So in this case, if this is what comes to your mind, I would say that um, you must listen to the recordings of the instructions which we did yesterday several times to prepare yourself. And then, if possible, as you do the meditation, you do it in the form of a guided meditation. Guided meditation, meaning you listen to the recording and then you do the meditation simultaneously. Don't do it by yourself. If you do it by yourself, then we never know where you are ending up. It's very dangerous, right? So, whereas through prolonged period of the meditation with this listening to the recording simultaneously, and then you get some experience, you get some experiences as described in the instruction. Then you can slowly do it without listening to the recordings. You can do it on your own, right? Okay. Otherwise, you have to. If you are really interested in this, there are so many other meditations, some of which are very simple. You don't have to worry at all about the dangers, like breathing meditation, which you are doing, right? Provided you can be mindful of the mental excitement and the laxity, and know how to overcome these two problems. Whereas with this meditation mind, this is very tricky, and it is said that for this meditation we need tremendous amount of accumulation merit, like making prostrations, mantle offerings, so forth, so that this meditation goes properly in a proper track. And other possibility would be that one should be extremely exposed to the Buddhist psychology. You should be so well versed in Buddhist psychology, and you should be able to see to the subtle nuances of the mental functions. Right? This is another possibility. So what we are going to do today is the guided meditation. Okay, ready? Okay, sit comfortably, upright, body upright, with all the gestures. Reinforce the visualization of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in front of you, and invoke the blessings so that this meditation goes soundly, and in a proper track. Visualize all dear Mother sentient beings around you, including your mother, father, all family members. And the purpose of meditation is finally to invoke the subjective clear light mind and have the unison of the subjective mind, subjective clear light, and the objective clear light. That is the purpose. With that in mind, and imagine that all dear Mother sentient beings are with you, and you are guiding this meditation. Okay. Ask yourself, what am I doing? I'm meditating. Just follow these instructions verbatim. Follow these instructions word to word. Don't ruminate over the past experiences. Don't anticipate for anything of the future. Cut yourself from your engagement with external objects, the five sensorial objects. Be in the present moment. Be in the present moment. Ask yourself, what am I doing at this present moment? I'm meditating. Are you aware that you are meditating? Yes. Who is meditating? I'm meditating. Who knows that you are meditating? I know that I'm meditating. Okay, well, here I am the meditator, and I'm the one who knows that I'm the meditator. I'm the object, the one who's meditating, and I'm the subject who knows that I'm meditating. In both cases, this I is the subject and the object of both. Likewise, we move it a little bit beyond this point. What is your mind doing? I'm observing my mind. What is that thing which is observed? My mind. What is that thing which is observing? My mind. Again, we see that observer is the mind, observed is the mind. Observed, which is the object, is the mind. Observer, which is the subject, is also the mind. My mind. So the same mind is the observer, the same mind is the observed. Okay. With that mind, just see if you're aware. Are you meditating? Yes. Are you aware that you are meditating? Yes. I know that I'm meditating. I know what I'm doing. It's so clear. I know that. Maintain that experience. This is known as self-awareness. What you are aware of is your mind, and who's aware of is your own mind. In both cases, is your mind. That is known as the self-awareness. Maintain this experience for a while. Maintain this experience for 1 minute. The moment you lose track of this, again ask this question, what am I doing? 1 minute. Okay, with this awareness, continue your meditation. Further instructions given. For the instructions, word to word. Stop ruminating over the past experiences. Stop anticipating for the future. Cut yourself from engaging into the 5 sensorial objects. Be in the present moment. Be in the present moment. Okay, now slowly imagine a very beautiful flower in front of you, a beautiful rose in front of you, freshly blossomed rose. Okay. There is the reflection. This rose that you are thinking of now, it is not a real rose. It is just your mental reflection, a reflection in your mind. Any reflection to happen, there must be a screen. For reflection to happen in the mirror, there must be the surface of the mirror as the screen. To have the reflection of the movie, there must be a screen on which the movie is screened. To have the reflection of the moon in a pond, there must be surface of the water body on the pond. as the screen. Likewise, the flower that is in your mind now, this is not a real flower. This is a reflection. A reflection means there must be a screen. So this is not an external screen. This is an internal screen. And this screen is none other than your own mind. Okay, don't forget this, that there is no doubt that there is a screen on which this reflection is formed, and this screen is none other than my own mind. Whether you see it or not see it, don't worry. It is 100% sure that there's a screen, which is my mind. 1. Point number 2. To have any reflection, the screen must be clear. If the screen is dusty, if the mirror is very dusty, then the image cannot be formed. To see that there's the image being formed, the screen must be so clear. So therefore, one of the characteristics of the mind is that the mind is clear. The clarity, clear knowing. The clarity is that characteristic of this mind. Point number 2. Then point number 3. To have any reflection, there must be a source of light. The light must be there to have the reflection. Be it reflection in the mirror, be in the reflection on the pond, be in the reflection on the movie screen. There must be a source of light. Likewise, I'm seeing this flower. Although it's not external flower, but I'm seeing that. There's a reflection. Surely there must be a light. It is not external light. There is the internal light. Internal light of the mind, the luminosity of the mind. Then on top of that, this mind, which is serving as a screen for this reflection of the beautiful rose flower, not only that, after reflection, I'm aware that the reflection is formed. Unlike the mirror. In the mirror, the reflection is formed, but the mirror is not aware that the reflection is formed on it. Unlike that, not only the reflection is formed in my mind, this mind is aware that this reflection is formed. This awareness is known as cognizance or knowing. So the mind is defined as clear and knowing agent. Okay, abide in this experience for a while with this flower and with the deep conviction that there is some screen there, which is my mind. Whether I see it or not now, don't worry, it doesn't matter. But there is a screen, no doubt, and this screen should be clear in nature, and luminous in nature, and knowing in nature, cognizance in nature. Okay, just abide in this sense of conviction for a while looking at this flower mentally. Now slowly, this flower is not our main target, main object. Our object is to explore the mind. So we're to explore the mind, which is the screen. Now slowly ignore the flower and look at the screen. What is that screen like on which the image of the flower is formed? Just try to observe, try to look at the screen. What is that screen like? By ignoring the flower. And by ignoring the flower, when nothing appears and you become desperate, again you try to create the image of the flower. And again slowly ignore the flower and see what that screen is like. Don't expect to see this mind. Don't expect to see the screen like mind right away. It will take time. But be patient and try to look at it. Just as when you want to touch my face, and you stretch your arms closer towards my face, and suddenly you see that something is blocking in between you and me. You don't see anything in between, but your hand gets stuck. Your hand cannot go beyond that point. Then you try to touch it with your hand more closely, and with your eyes, although it is not seeing anything, but with utmost care, you try to look at it very carefully to see what is that thing which is blocking your hand. Slowly, with great effort, with such a careful observance, with great effort, slowly slowly you will see a very thin sheet of glass which is colorless. Likewise, by observing the screen-like mind on which the reflection of the flower is formed, by observing it with such a patience and carefulness, you will slowly start seeing the mind which has no color, which has no shape, which is totally untangible. You will tend to see that. Okay. Now, that screen which you're looking now, that is the mind which your mind is looking at. That is the mind as the object which your mind as the subject is looking at it. Okay, with that in mind, remain in that state, remain in that experience, observing that mind with full alertness and awareness, observing this mind, the screen-like mind. Let's observe it for 1 minute. The moment you become desperate, not find the mind, like something so empty, nothing there, again ask the same question. Again bring this same flower and slowly ignore the flower and see where this image is formed. There must be a screen. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, continue the meditation. Continue the meditation. Continue the meditation. Continue observing the mind. In this meditation, there must be this self-awareness. And at times, again, when you become desperate, nothing is there. It's totally unproductive. There's no fruit from this meditation. I'm so hopeless. No, this sense of hopelessness is bound to happen. Just continue with this meditation. When you become so desperate, then see whether you have this self-awareness. When you see that there's a self-awareness happening, good enough. Continue with this meditation. And then again bring in the flower, drop the flower. Can you bring the flower and slowly ignoring the flower, look at the screen. And slowly you will progress and you will start seeing this mind which is colorless, which has no shape, non-tangible, and very clear, luminous, and awareness, knowing. Continue with this meditation. In the process, any thought may arise. Simply ignore them. Ignore the thoughts. Any thoughts may arise. Ignore the thoughts. Don't chase after the thoughts. Don't say no to the thoughts. Don't reject the thoughts. No, welcome the thoughts. Simply ignore the thoughts and maintain this self-awareness. Let the thoughts simply come Don't welcome them. Don't reject them. They will simply disappear on their own. Your job is to maintain the self-awareness of this mind, which is colorless, formless, non-tangible, very clear, luminous, and knowing in nature. Abide in its experience for a while. Anytime thoughts arise, don't chase after these thoughts. Anytime the thoughts arise, don't reject them either. Simply maintain the self-awareness. Ignore the thoughts. Only then can we expect these thoughts will subside and the true nature of the mind will become manifest. In this process, after extended period of meditation, for some weeks, months, maybe perhaps years, then these thoughts, like clouds, they will break very briefly. From this very tiny break, very thin break, you will see the very bright sun in a very clear sky. That is this seeing the clear light nature of the mind. And instantly, these thoughts will once again block the mind and will blanket your mind and the clear light nature of the mind will not be visible. Continue with this meditation. Eventually, this time gap between the two moments of the thoughts will be widened more and more, and eventually it will become very stable, whereby the thoughts subside altogether and the clear light nature of the mind becomes manifest altogether. Okay, slowly come out of the meditation. Come out of the meditation. Now, I like to give a warning to you. Another warning, or not a warning, a suggestion. Say in the meditation, particularly the meditation in the mind, don't close your eyes. If you close your eyes, it is extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous. You will easily slide down into laxity. And if you maintain this sense of alertness, you're forcing yourself into this alertness, and the mind goes into laxity, then you will accumulate laxity in your mind. This laxity will make your mind so dull. Then if you do this meditation for say a few months and few years, then you say that your mind becomes so slow and dull, even under usual situation. So they always do the meditation with the eyes open. This is so important. Then another point that I'd like to share with you is that in your meditation, particularly like this mind, single point of meditation, emptiness, bodhicitta, these things, this is where the sound of the fan and sound of the whatever, and the external sound, honking, then the people shouting, then tick, 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 like this sound, and then particularly the sound of the clock. Tick, tick, the wall clock, and it's sound of table clock. Be very careful. There are clocks, soundless clocks are available in the market. Soundless clocks. If possible, remove these clocks from your meditation room. Right? Buy the soundless clocks. Even this tiny watch, they also make sound. Tick, tick, tick. You may not be aware of that. When it is totally pin drop silent, you could hear those sound. So it's very disturbing to your meditation. Then look, say, because of this fan, this tablecloth is moving, right? Movement. That is very disturbing to your meditation. So in a meditation, particularly a single-pointed meditation, like the meditation on the breath, meditation on, particularly with the mind, this is so visible. Did you notice that in the daytime, when the house which you are looking at, when the color is so bright, like white, extremely white and so forth, Even if the window is open, you will see the window inside is dark, right? If the walls, external wall of the house is something dull or the dark, then you will see the inside of the house. Whereas if you see the wall as so bright, that dominates your perception, and the inside of the house you will see dark. Likewise, your mind, because the light inside the house is much less than the light outside the walls, right? Likewise, the object, mind as an object, which is so subtle, the movement of the tablecloth, which is so gross, this is so visible to your eyes. This is so visible to your eyes. So therefore, your meditation will not be successful at all. So make sure that even in the summer, at the peak of heat, even if you are using fan, it's fine. It's fine. Then you make sure that right in front of your eyes, there's nothing which is moving. Like, say, tablecloth, these things, make sure that they are not moving. Whatever, do something. And the sound, they should not be this sound. Tick, 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 tick. Or people making sound, right? So as to the best you can, just do how to avoid this sound, external sound. Like, and then particularly the clock sound. This is so disturbing. It's hopeless. You cannot really do any meditation, particularly single point meditation. With the bodhicitta and the analytical meditation, you can do with the sound. It doesn't matter. Whereas with the single point meditation, it's very difficult, right? Okay. So then once you have this experience of the subjective clear light, then, as we said earlier, we have to meditate on the emptiness nature of this subjective clear light. You are getting it? That is the objective clear light. That is the unity, the unison of the subjective clear light and the objective clear light, right? So for that, we need to know how to meditate on the emptiness of the mind. Again, that is a separate topic, which we will do when? Tomorrow is not a meditation on emptiness of the mind. So tomorrow is just a manual on the emptiness, the meditation on the emptiness, not explicitly on mind. When will do, Shanti? Very soon. Coming soon. Yeah. Okay. So with that in mind, we'll stop here. We'll do the end dedication prayer. It's already 8:20.